Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Captain's Corner. This time we are going to take up a subject on which we get a lot of questions from students in India regarding flying in the United States. So, broadly, if you are an aspiring pilot and want to go to the US to complete your flying training, then there are two options. One is that you go on what is called an F1 visa, in which you also do a university program and complete your flying hours, also earning your FAA CPL multi-engine. The other option is that you go on what is called an M1 visa, wherein you go there, finish your flying training, and come back to India as soon as your training is over. In the F1 visa, which I spoke about earlier, there is a chance for you to work as an instructor legally. We're talking of legal work, legally working as an instructor in the United States and trying to get into a regional or a charter and then eventually a green card in the US. We are going to be talking about both these options, but what I'm going to do is that we're going to play an interview that I had with the owner of Atlantis Aviation Academy based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is an organization which helps us with the F1 visa program. So this interview that I had, I was recently in the United States and I spoke in detail with Captain Alfredo Diaz, who is the owner of Atlantis Aviation, like I just mentioned. So we're going to be playing this interview for you right here. Hey, a great honor and pleasure to be here in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm sitting with Mr. Alfredo, who's the owner, CEO of Atlantis Aviation Academy. He also has other businesses. He has a chartered airline, and he's doing a lot of things here. And for the students who are going to be coming here and training with Atlantis Aviation, Mr. Alfredo promises that he is going to be their mentor. He's going to be the guide. He's going to be at their back all the time. So, I'd like to get a few words in from Mr. Alfredo himself.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you very much, Captain Nitin, for visiting us. We are at the facilities of Atlantis Aviation Consulting, as well as Sky Elite as a charter company in the Fort Lauderdale International Airport. And we give, kind of a different approach to all of our students, right? We always look at and make them professionals, not only obtain a pilot license, but introduce them into the aviation industry, get a guaranteed career in the United States or anywhere in the world, right? Atlantis Aviation is the consulting that develops the program and makes sure that the students are properly trained and are also introduced after they finish into the aviation industry. It can be flight instruction, and also can be airlines, can be our own airline or many others. We are very involved with those students because they're going to be continuing working under our supervision from day one. We need to make sure they develop in their career properly, they advancing properly, and also they are meeting the standards that we set up for those students that are going to be working under our supervision in airlines or as a flight instructor as well.
So basically what you're saying is what differentiates Atlantis Aviation from a whole lot of ground schools, of flight schools that are here, is that you look at it from the perspective of making a career for the student, so that the student does not need to go back to his or her own country and lives a life in the United States. That's
correct. Yes. Atlantis Aviation is a group of companies, right? Mm-hmm. So the Flight Academy, it's a Part 141 Flight Academy, mm-hmm. Like many others, good ones that are in Florida. And the responsibility of the flight academy is from the moment they start until they complete their licenses. When they complete the licenses, the responsibility finishes. The services are already completed. So then, like in many other flight schools, the student is on his own. But Atlantis Aviation as a consulting is what it guarantees from day one, from accommodation, picking up at the airport, and develop that program. When they finish at the flight school, Atlantis Aviation continues with the Career Services Department, which I handle it with Paul, to place them in a job as a flight instructor, to build their hours, and then in an airline. When they get to an airline in the United States, then is when our responsibility is completed, not before. When they complete the training, they work, and they obtain a job in an airline, then our responsibility is completed there.
Can you just tell us a little more about the charter company, the Sky Jet Elite?
Yes. So SkyJet Elite is what the regulation says in the United States. A Part 135 private jet charter airline. We operate out of this airport, Florida International, and that company now currently has 6 jets, 4 Gulfstream 100s, a Citation 650, and a Learjet 55. We are growing. We're expecting another 3 to 4 Gulfstream 100s in the next probably 60 to 90 days. And we operate all what we call the Americas. So we operate in Canada, the whole United States, the Caribbean, and the whole Latin America. Probably at the end of 2024, we'll be having a Falcon 900, which will allow us to travel oceanic. So we'll be covering the European territories as well. That airline was acquired by our group in the year 2020 in August, and we've been operating since then and employing all of our senior instructors onto that airline.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. As you're well aware that the Indian market for aviation is growing leaps and bounds. So I'm sure there would be students who would want to come and train at Atlantis and go back to India. You ready with the program for that also?
Yes, we also have that kind of program. We provide the enough experience here in the United States as working as well for students that want to go back to India. We know the aircraft that is more flyable in the world right now is the Airbus 320. So we partnered up with airlines like Global X, for example, or many others that have that equipment, the Airbus 320. So students will study here, complete the ground school part, work for a year or 2 years and on the Airbus 320 with all the type rating, everything paid by the airline, and then they can go back to India with a lot more guarantees to get a job when they already have an ATP, an airline transfer pilot license from the US, plus over 1,000 hours of experience on an Airbus 320 will allow them to find many more opportunities in India with that experience. And that is thanks to this program as well. So you're not only going and staying here as a career in the United States, they can build up some experience here and go back to India with higher standards and more experience than the competitor.
With an ATPL. Right. All right. Fantastic. So I think Atlantis Aviation should be the first choice for anyone who wants to travel from India. I can speak only for India. I'm not talking about the rest of the world, but it should be the first choice for students who want to come here.
Yes, I mean, we care about the students. We care about changing lives. And like I said, having a group of companies that is backing up your future, not just a regular flight school with the responsibility ends when you complete the licenses, give you a lot more guarantees that you are going to be in good hands.
Fantastic. That's right. That's just what we wanted to hear. And thank you so much for everything, Mr. Alfredo. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and also share it with all your friends who may be interested in going to the United States and learning there, flying from there. Thank you.